Chapter 63 to 71. After walking outside of the cave. There's still a lot of Amazones laying on the floor looking at me while trembling with fear. A lot of them lost their arm while a lot of them got lucky not being seen attacking EIS. So they got their limbs intact but still fearing me after looking at how easy someone could lose their limbs just like that. Everyone in Cali Familia is the best in their room. They had survived the struggle of killing their sisters, which made them had the pride of a warrior that never lose. Now, everyone had seen death for the first time. Walking past them with their captain following behind him. While for me, after getting out, I could see Loki with a scary face walking toward me, but quickly her expression softened a lot after looking at me. Yao, Aegeus-kun. Thank you for saving my familia. As thanks, I will let Tiona sleep with you for tonight, and also tomorrow we decided to went to a place where everyone is swimming together in their swimsuits. Hee. You know what I mean, right? So, please don't miss it. Loki said with a perverted gaze and whisper her last sentence about the swimming to me. After that she turned serious again. Is Callie inside? She asked me after looking at back behind me. Yes. She's inside, I said while I could see her angry face for a second. Thank Hestia that I didn't kill Callie. I would be in so much trouble for killing God when someone's searching for her, I thought with a sour smile on my face. Apparently, Callie is about to be interrogated since the attack is at the same time as the Violas that appearing in the town, which made Loki suspicious. Oh no. Aegeus S.A. Ugu. Heraheim got knocked on her head. You already confessed to him but still calling him with Sama. Aisha glared at her. I'm sorry, Aisha-san. Heraheim said, rubbing the spot where Aisha knocked on her head. No. Aegeus. Do you really have to sever their limbs? Heraheim said, but hiding behind Aisha because she's scared of something. Why are you hiding, Heraheim? I said, asking her. Because your face looked scary when you did all this, she said while peeking behind Aisha. Ahahaha. It's okay, Heraheim. I won't hurt you. Not my family. Anyway, about them, let's just say, anger took over me, I said to her, but she quickly hugged me. Please don't let that anger took you over again, she said looking at me. Sure. So, please take care of yourself. Okay. I said patting her head. Let's go back already, Tiona said talking on my back. Alright. Alright. Just rest for now, I said to Tiona. Before we went back, we walked past the port again where Argana lay down there unconscious while being tied up back then, but now looked like she's awake, while Tioni also being tied up to a pole. Both of them glared at each other when finally they looked toward us. Tiona, help me. Back, help me. Both of them said the same thing toward their sister. Ahaha. Sorry, Tioni. I can't move right now, Tiona said apologizing. I also can't help you, Argana. Master hasn't ordered me to, Back said, which made us looked at her weirdly. Back quickly avoiding our gaze while blushing. Please don't stare at me that intensely, Master, she said, but everyone kept looking at her. What did you just call me? I asked her, and she stole some glance at me before looking away again. She's like a high school girl that looking at her crush right now. Master, she said, staggering with her word. Not another one, I said while my soul felt like about to leave me. Well, you did beat her to a pulp, Aisha said, commented with salt to my wound. You bastard. How dare you overtake me and standing by his side. Back, Argana shouted to us. Another one. But she's not coming with us, so it's fine, I said in realization. What do you mean overtake? You old hag. Tioni glared at Argana and throwing insult to her. Shut up, both of you. You could insult each other when I leave, I said toward Tioni and Argana. Both of them looked at me, yes, said at the same time while blushing. Master, let me silence her for you, Back said while using her magic, which is summoning poison on her hand. Not you too, I yelled at her. I'm sorry, Master, Back said while taking a step back. Stop with the master, I yelled at her again. I'm sorry, she started to tear up and her body trembled in fear, but she's blushing at the same time. Damn it. Did I break her or something? I thought when looking at her. Ryo quickly came toward back and pat her shoulder. Aegeus. We will take care of her from here. She said. Ryo started whispering something toward back before she looked at Ryo with her eyes shining bright. I'm about to ask about what they're talking about if not for Finn suddenly call me from a distance. Aegeus. Look like you're fine. Thank you for stopping the fight and also. Lafia is fine, we found her sleeping inside a room. He said with a smile on her face. Say. Braver. If you fight him, which one is gonna win? Argana asked Finn that talking in front of me. Both of us looked at her when she asked the question. Now that someone asked. I would say he would win. Finn said, pointing toward me. Are you being modest right now, Finn? I looked at him with a smile. Ahahaha. No way, you're the one that is being modest right now. Finn said, laughing at me. I walked with Finn while laughing. Maybe we should get a drink sometime. Ask Gareth to come too. I said to him, which he laughed and agreed with me. Eventually leaving Tioni and Argana there while me and my familia returned to the inn. It's true. Aegeus will win by far. You haven't even seen his real strength. You're too weak to be his wife. You old hag. Tioni kept throwing as much insult as she could. Ha. So, you like that weakling? Just like you. Both of you are weak. It might be a pair made in heaven. Argana said, sneering at Tioni. What do you say? My love for Captain is pure. Tioni glared at her. Ha. You should know in your heart. You only denying it. We Amazonas only respect the strong. Maybe you talk like that just because you never felt being beaten by him. Ah, and his kick is so strong. Argana started to fantasizing about her moment when Aegeus beat her up, while rubbing her legs together. I have been beaten by him. Tioni said in a low voice while looking away from Argana. Stop daydreaming. Just stick to your weak captain. Let me have him by myself. Argana said, glaring at Tioni. What do you know? Even if he best me or captain. I will only love captain. Tioni said, glaring at Argana. Ha. He just left, but I already miss him. If only he would kick me more. Argana said. TCH. You didn't even know that he beat me without using a weapon when I had a weapon in hand. Tioni said. Still, he must never beat you when he's feeling angry like that. Ah. His wild face glaring at me. As if death itself looking toward me. Argana said. Soon both of them throwing words by themselves, while if Aegeus was here, he would think about one thing, just what are these girls talking about? Now, you should rest up. I said while putting Tiona to bed. Back-san. Here, sleep with me. Tiona said while giving a light pat on the bed. Tiona. I don't know if I can. Can I really? I mean. Master hasn't given his order yet. What has he asked me to sleep with him? I mean. I'm not ready. No. It doesn't mean I won't. I'm sorry, Master. I will sleep with you. Back quickly said by herself. Stop taking your own conclusion. I said while slapping her with a paper fan that I don't know where I put it, even when did I make it. Ahaha. Aegeus. Back-san always gets like that when she's excited. Tiona said while laughing. Back blushing again after being revealed her true nature to the other. Ha. Everyone. Dinner and then back to sleep. We need to submit the quest tomorrow to the guild branch in Melon. Ah. I forgot about Loki-sama invitation. So tomorrow is a day off. Everyone could take a look around the city. I said while taking out food for everyone. For some reason, Tiona could suddenly move and sat beside me before taking her portion. Eat slowly. I said to her before she started eating. Everyone then started eating except one. Back, stop staring. Just eat or you will end up like Revis. I said toward Back. What has that got to do with me? Revis said, snapped at me while continuing munching her food. Master. Back murmured. I told you to stop with the master. Aegeus. Just call me Aegeus. I said while ignoring her. Aegeus. Is it okay to trust me this much? It's okay, Back-san. Aegeus might look cold right now because of the recent event, but he will warm up soon enough. Tiona said toward back. NN. Ryo-san also said that. She said, whispering to Tiona. Back looked for a second toward Ryo. She felt Batch's gaze, which made Ryo look at her confusingly but then smile at her. Good morning. Someone quickly destroyed my room door. What is it this time? This is the 4th time. I quickly yelled and Loki is the one entering. Oh ho. Aegeus, couldn't mind if I switch place with you. I mean, look at the number of people in the bed. Hee 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 hee. Loki started showing her pervert side. Ha, what is it, Loki-sama? I said while clutching my head and looked around the room. For some reason, Samira and Lena got calmer when Back is around. I have to thank her for that. Do you forget? We have some date plans to do. Hee hee. Loki said with a glint on her eyes. Date? Aegeus and Loki-sama. Haraheim said in surprise while smoke started to come out from her head. Come here, quick. Loki said, grabbing both my arm and Tiona's leg and start running outside. Oi, Loki-sama. I know you're planning something, right? I said while running behind her. She's still ignoring me while keep running toward the east side of Lalag Lake where all her familia member is waiting, but for some reason. Only female is around the place, Loki-sama. What are you planning to do? I started to become scared. Some of the members eyeing me as if a tiger sneaking on its prey. Tioni. Take care of Tiona. Loki said, throwing the sleeping Tiona to her sister. Aegeus. Come this way. Loki said while dragging me into the woods. You see, Aegeus-kun. Do you spot who's missing on the crowd back then? She said while breathing heavily. How could I see when everyone is wearing swimsuits? I said, being honest, that I can't focus by so many females around. Then. Come here. Don't make a sound. Loki said while we're walking around the crowd to some spot in the woods. Loki pointing her finger at someone that still hasn't wear her swimming suits. It's Riveria that's still looking at her swimming suit, that's even worse than bikini. It's a V-sling black bikini which she stared at. I looked at Loki that already huffing. Both of us walked back a few meters before talking. Don't tell me. Your idea to bring me here is to restrain her into wearing it. I said while taking a few steps back. This goddess is a wild beast. I thought while looking at Loki. Oh ho ho. You really know me too well. Aegeus-kun. No need to restrain her. First, let's just talk to her. Hee 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 hee. Loki said while already having a slight nosebleed. But why do I have to do that? I asked her. I already drive every male off from here. You're the only one. You know. I even prepare your trunk. Loki said, taking out pants for me to wear. No need. Ha, I already have one. I said while snapping my finger. The light covered my body and changed my clothes into Robin Hood's clothes from Fate series in the summertime. So. How about it, Aegeus-kun? Being the only male here. Some of the girls already aiming at you. Loki said, keep teasing me. Ha, I'm not sure if she will wear it. Is it have to be that swimsuit? I asked Loki. No. It didn't have to be that swimsuit. Loki said after thinking for a while. Then, I will try. Just this once. I said, but Loki quickly pushed me out from the bushes. Who? Riveria quickly aimed her staff to me. Wait. Stop. Riveria. You see. Loki-sama invited me here and I got lost. I said while finding excuses. Riveria quickly sighed, but noticing her hand still holding a swimsuit that's so embarrassing, she quickly hid it away. Did Loki-sama brought you here? Riveria said while blushing but still glaring at me. Well. It's true, but you don't have to wear that swimsuit. I said to calm her down, which success since she lowering her staff. Then, I will walk out like this. Riveria said about to leave. Ah. Wait, Riveria-san. I mean, do you want to try wearing something else? I said to her. Why do I have to wear something that's so embarrassing? Riveria said while blushing. Please. Just this time. I said while looking away but steal some glance at her. Fine. Just this one time, but not this kind of swimsuit. Riveria said, throwing the swimsuit on the ground. Alright then. I said, snapping my finger, and her clothes change. I used Arturia Pendragon, ruler, swimsuit on her. As I thought. I unconsciously said. Kaya. Someone shouted and went flying using her nose bleed behind me. Loki flew to the lake with a rain of blood trail following her. Every member quickly swam and helped her to the shore. I could die in peace right now. Everything has been fulfilled. Loki said while her eyes looking toward the sky. She's dying. Some of the familia members went on alert and looked toward the woods. Come out. Alicia said while pulling out her sword. Wait. It's me. I said, coming out from the woods with Riveria behind me, that blushing. Aegis-sama. Riveria-sama. Alicia mumbled with everyone after looking at the sight. Kya. Aegis-sama. Riveria-sama. Every girl started screaming their lungs out. You are. Both of you looked amazing. Tiona said after coming toward us. By the way, Aegis-kun. Loki said after regaining her consciousness but looking up while pinching her nose to hold the blood from rushing out. Where do you get such an amazing outfit? She said while giving me a thumbs up. Just then, I remember that swimsuits in this world are so uncommon. Why are you asking me that, Loki-sama? I asked her. I want to buy it, of course. She said while evilly smile. Sorry, Loki-sama. It's not for sale. I said, making her sad, but she quickly fell to the sand again after losing too much blood. Everyone. Go have some fun. Loki said with a peaceful smile. Then, should we go swimming? It's been a while. I said toward Tiona. No. Aegis. Teach me how to swim. Ace suddenly hugged me. Her scared face of water is really cute. Don't tell me you're scared of water. Ace. I said while looking at her almost crying face. She nodded like a little child at me. Ha, alright. First, let's get into the water. I said while carrying her. Next, submerge your head but don't panic and hold your breath, close your eyes. I said while she does that, but her hand quickly hugged my leg. After a moment, she realized that there's nothing happening, so she opened her eyes and saw underwater. How was it? I asked her after she came up to the surface. It's beautiful. She said with a smile toward me. After that, everyone spent the day swimming, playing sand, and eventually roast some fish to eat. And no. Aegis. Suddenly someone approaching me. Lafia. You're not gonna swim. I said while looking at Ace that already learned to swim with Tiona. About yesterday. I heard that you got mad because of me. And no. Oh. Lafia quickly stopped her word. Oh. I looked at her. Oni-san. Thank you. She said, blushing while holding her staff even when wearing a swimsuit. Lafia. You don't have to tangle with the past. Even if I had this memory, I could still distinguish my life right now and in my past life. Even if I saw you as a family, everything could still be changed. It's just that I felt a little more comfortable talking with you. That's all. So, you don't have to start calling me like that. I said while smiling, looking at this silly girl. Then. What happened if I see you romantically? Lafia said while drawing a circle on the sand with her feet. I quickly removed my smile and looked at her, blushing. Ha ha ha. Sure, I don't mind at all, if you can make me fall for you. I said while flicking her head and made her fall to the sand. But remember, my brother is Bel Cranel. Do you think you could look at him all day? I asked, teasing her before walking to the water. She really never changed. I said before diving and summoning Leadery. Lafia. What are you doing there? Alicia said while walking with another guild member. A black cat demi-human, Anna Kitty Autumn. Alicia-san. I won't lose to you. Lafia said, looking at Alicia. She looked at Lafia with a confused gaze before connecting two and two together after she talked with Aegis. I see. Then let's see who's the first one. Alicia said with a smile. What are all of you doing here? Someone then said while walking to them. Riveria-sama. Alicia quickly said, looking at her with admiration. PL. Please don't look at me like that. Is it really weird wearing this? Riveria said while looking at her outfit. All three of them quickly shook their head, no. It's the opposite, Riveria-sama. You looked really beautiful. Lafia said admiring the beauty. I see. Riveria said while playing with her hair. No. Riveria-sama-nya. What do you think about Aegis-sama-nya? Aki or Anakitty asked her. WH. What are you saying? I mean, he's a good guy. Riveria said while looking at her swimsuit and comparing it with the one Loki gave her. Lafia. Look like we got another tough competitor. Alicia said after looking at Riveria's smile. I agree. But still, I won't lose even to Riveria-sama. Lafia said while both her and Alicia looking at Riveria with an eye full of rivalry. Riveria soon noticed their gaze and looked at them confusingly. Literary. Don't swim too far, okay? I said patting her before she swam by herself. I quickly went to the surface and looked around. Seeing nothing, I let Literary alone since she apparently could go back to Gate of Babylon. Aegeus. I have been wondering for a while. What is that monster? Tiona said while swimming toward me. Tiona, where's Ace? I asked her since she just teaching Ace how to swim just now. Tioni is teaching her. She said that I should spend more time with you. Tiona said while pointing toward Ace and Tioni. Tioni looked at us but quickly looked away. Ooh, Tiona. Is she still mad because we left her yesterday? I asked her since Tioni looked like avoiding me for some reason. Maybe. She always does that. Tiona said ignoring her sister. Well, let's just ignore it for now. And if you're asking about what she is. She is a Leviathan, that's why I do not register her to the guild. I said, making her look at the distance with awe. Can I play with her? Tiona asked while looking at me. Please don't. Not right now, she wanted to explore the sea. I said stopping Tiona. Oh. Then, Aegeus. When are you coming back to Orio? Tiona asked me. It should be tomorrow when I submit the quest at the guild. Then we can't go back together. Loki-sama asked us to go back first while she's going to stay here with some members. Even the male member had gone back yesterday. Tiona said complaining. Then. Let's just meet back at Orio. I said while swimming back to the shore after patting her head. I will talk with Loki-sama as soon as possible. Tiona said while swimming behind me. After arriving at the shore, finally, it's time to say goodbye to Loki Familia. Coincidentally, the time for saying goodbye is at the same time as the sun went down. I went back to my inn since it's the gathering place that has been agreed upon before we're going on our separate way to enjoy the day. Welcome back, Master. Back said while kneeling to me. Back. Do you want me to hit you or something? I asked her while I get irritated that I had to remind her every single time not to call me that. I'm sorry, Aegeus-san. Back said while looking away from me. Where's the other? I asked her as an indirect way to forgive her. Everyone's still out there, touring the city together. Back said while following behind me. You don't have to follow me everywhere, Back. I said after taking a sit on my bed. Say. Back. Do you actually fear your sister? I asked her after looking at her reaction yesterday meeting with her sister. She flinched and took a little step back and nodded after gaining her composure. So, you're scared of your sister and you want to kill her? I asked her when she started releasing killing intent and glared at me intently. I quickly slapped both her cheeks to bring her to reality focus. I said to her face. Her eyes dilated and looked at me in surprise before looking away again. Look at me. I said while straightening her head toward me. She about to turn her head away again because I could see her eyes kept looking away. Ha. So, are you scared of me too? I asked her. Back quickly startled and looked at me. I'm scared of you but I didn't want to kill you. She said while looking away after a few words. That's the answer I'm looking for. Alright, I will take your word as a promise. If you try to kill me or my family, I will kill you myself but outside of that. I said while making her trembled in fear. I walked past her toward the veranda and I could see a group of girls walking back toward me. Back. Welcome to the family. I said toward her while smiling. Now, why are you wearing a veil all the time? I said while walking closer. If you don't mind, I will take it off. She said while removing her veil from her face. Her face got small lips combining with her sharp eyes which make her such a beauty. That's better. I said to her. Listen to me, back. As long as you're with me, I will protect you from your sister. So, don't be scared of your sister. Alright? I said to her. She looked at me that smiling closely at her. She quickly hugged my neck but I instantly cover her lips, not this time, back. I said after blocking her kiss. She quickly turned her head away while hiding her face. I'm sorry, I'm acting on impulse. She said while sobbing. Then I sit beside her and rub her head. It's okay. It didn't mean I don't like you but not now. I said letting her cry for a moment. The reason is, for her to sort out her feeling first which I will be waiting later on. Aegis-sama. Wake up. Some touch me softly. Who? I said while looking at her with the half-awake state. It's me. Back. She said softly while my eyes widened open. Ah, sorry. Sorry. It's my fault, back. Please don't take it too hard. I said quickly wake up and slightly ashamed for forgetting her. No. It's okay, Aegis-sama. Back said with her sweetest smile to me. By the way, when did I sleep? I asked her while trying to remember what happened last night. Back quickly is taken aback for a second before answering slowly. It's Ryu-san that knocked you out when she saw me crying. Back said with a blush. I quickly looked at Ryu that sleeping with an angel face in peace. Ow. Now that you said it. My back head hurts. I said after feeling a sting behind my head. I'm sorry. Back said turning into timid again. No. It's fine. It's just a little misunderstanding, she tended to overdo it even if she just wanted to give me a little knock. Enough of that, why are you waking me up, back? I said since everyone is still sleeping. Aegis-sama, do you mind having a fight in the morning? She asked while her expression quickly turned to seriousness. I looked at her and she's dead serious to do it in the morning. I forgot. You're from Telskura. Alright, let's find some quiet place to fight. I said while getting off from my bed. Back. Your weapon. I asked her when she already took her battle stance. I didn't bring it with me when going here from Telskura. She said while staring at me. Try this. I said while opening Gate of Babylon beside her and give her 2 short scimitars. Thank you, Aegis-sama. I will try to not kill you. She said after taking the scimitars and play with them. Sure. I said while grabbing Kansho and Bakuya. Let's fight. I said while both of us quickly dashed at each other. Each slash being blocked and parried at high speed. The clashing sound reverberated across the grass, creating the wind that brought flowers to fly across the sky. Is that enough? I said while sitting beside Back that lying on the floor. It felt so unreal. She said laying there while closing her eyes. Is it really that harsh living in Telskura? I said while also lay on the bed of grass beside her. I always pray before fighting not to fight my sister. Every time I had to fight is the fight to the death but right now, I just survive a fight without dying. She said opening her eyes while thinking about the fight. I'm scared of dying, sob, Back said while crying but her hand covering her eyes. When you launched your weapon at me. I thought that was it. It was the end for me. She said. Then, if you scared why are you asking for another fight with me? I said while looking at her. Because I don't want to be scared of you. For some reason, I don't want to hate you. Sob, she said while looking at me. So, this is the easiest way for you to be less scared of me? I said with unsure tone. NN. Is that wrong? She asked while peeking under her hand. Well. Your movement became better and better. It might be because you're not scared anymore. I don't know. I said to cheer her up a little. Aegis. Ha. Back calling me while she moved closer. What is it? I said looking at her. Suddenly, she already crawled close to me while breathing heavily. Should we fight again? My body feels so hot. Please, make it go away. she said while rubbing her breast to my arm. I quickly jumped back and stand up. Alright, no weapon. Vent it out all on me, I said while looking away. She eventually stood up slowly and walked toward me before throwing her punch. After a while, she stopped punching. No use. It's not going down, she said. Then, how do you usually deal with it? I asked her while catching her when about to fall to the ground. I don't know. For me, I always punching some dummies until it broke, she said. Ah. Maybe that's how, I said while summoning some furniture. Back. You can destroy everything here, I said while pointing toward the various type of furniture that I'm dreaming to use when we have a big place to live, but now it's still useless. Batches quickly rushed toward it and started destroying one by one until the final one turned into pieces before falling down to the ground. I quickly went to her and checking her condition. Thank you, she said and went to sleep. That's weird. Tiona or Tioni, even the other Amazones, never have this kind of reaction, I said looking at her, but quickly throw the thought away. Everyone might have a different kind of reaction, I thought at the end as my conclusion. I bring her in my carry back to the inn and everyone already woke up apparently. Oh, welcome back, Aegeus, Ryu said after looking toward me. Let's go to the guild, so we can go back to Orio, I said while leaving back to sleep before we go back to pick her up. Jay. What do you mean out of service? I shouted in front of the guild branch in Melon. Oi you. I called someone that using a tuxedo as a guild staff. Yes? What can I help you with? She said already feeling scared from my glare. Why did the guild got closed? I asked for confirmation. It actually because the guild head didn't like the smell of fish and someone recently started throwing fish by a huge amount inside the guild. So, in anger, the guild head closed down the guild, she said while trembling and her eyes started producing tears. Then, can you finish this quest for us? It said that I need approval from the Melon Guild branch to finish this, I said while giving her the quest paper. She slowly extending her arm and grabbed the paper while looking away. She started reading and her eyes dilated. This is. I'm sorry but I can't give you the stamp, she said while giving me back the paper with bowing to me. Why? Isn't it just the same stamp? I asked her. The quest said that you have to escort the guests back to their nation. Judging by the guest recently, only the Amazones from Telskura that came here. So, you have to escort them back, and also we need the guild head's stamp for this one by the mark that is being placed at the top right corner of the paper, she said explaining to me. I don't know about who issued this quest, but if I have to guess, this person might try to annoy you or maybe pranking you to stay here for a while, she said while thinking from the look of the paper. This whole quest started to irritate me while my eyebrows started twitching. Hey. I just need to escort the Amazonas back, right? I said while my voice trembling in anger. Sorry. I'm sorry, but rather than being investigated by the guild, this is the easiest way. I'm sorry, she said and started running to the distance. Everyone. I call every member of my familia behind me. Find Callie, I said as loud as I can. Maybe I should just pay the fine for it, I thought for a second there. I quickly being notified by Ryu and all of us went in Jord Familia home. Excuse me, I said after being led by Rod, Jorth Familia's captain. Aegeus-kun, Loki said when I came inside the room. Loki? What are you doing here? I asked her when I got inside. Welcome, Jord came toward me and asked my name. Right. Sorry for my rudeness, Jord-sama. I'm Aegeus Cranel, member from Hestia Familia back in Ororio, and behind me is the other member of the Familia, I said while bowing myself toward him. Ahahaha. No need to be so formal. Come inside. So what is your purpose for this visit? He said while giving me tea to drink. I quickly pointed toward the little girl beside Loki. I need her. Ahahaha. You're an interesting person, Aegeus-san. Yesterday, you trying to get rid of me, but now you're looking for me, Callie said laughing, not calling me with Escort-kun anymore. I'm sorry, Aegeus. We need her for now, Loki said with her smile. Ha. Fine, I will wait outside. If I'm disturbing all of you right now. I said, emptying my cup, and walked outside. Suddenly, a loud sound of footsteps could be heard when I'm going outside. Even the floor is shaking by the feet that's stomping the ground. The people that running toward us are all Amazonas on the left and fishermen on the right, with my familia member at the center. Move behind me, I said while opening gate of Babylon to both sides. Ryu and the other already walked behind me in a calm manner, looking at hundreds of swords pointing at them. Everyone stopped from walking further. I shot fire magic, creating a line in front of them, walked further, and my weapon might slip. I said, threatening all of them. Wait. It's actually someone from the fishermen about to say something, but walking almost crossed the line and one of my sword launched at his feet. Speak from there, I said while glaring at him for ignoring my warning. He started sweating while his smile froze. Actually, we received news that the Amazonas went here in a group. While we knew that their goddess Kali-sama is inside, we thought they might attack our home. Another guy came out and explained to me the situation. Aegis-sama. Suddenly someone from the Amazonas crashed on her other familia member. I could even see some of the members got thrown flying into the distance. Oh no. This voice. I said it without thinking and ready to stop her. Argana already reaching the front line, but then got stopped. I quickly grab her head and slam her backward to stop her. Lay down, I whisper to her ear before walking back to my spot. Can someone from Amazon's side explain to me what is going on? I asked them. Do you even need an explanation, Aegis? Aisha said while looking at the hungry gaze from the Amazonas. Ahahaha. Just what happened that made it so loud outside? Callie said while walking out together with Loki and Jord. Callie quickly looked to the left and right. Oh. So, that's what happened. Ahahaha. Oi, stop laughing and more in explaining, Kali-sama, I said after waiting for her explanation just to receive her laughter. Can't you see just by looking? They're here for you. They even tried to postpone your departure by throwing fish to the guild. Thanks to your girl, Tiona, Callie said while giggling after saying all that. See, Loki. This is what I said. Amazonas that got defeated by a male will become like this. They become somewhat useless, Callie said toward Loki. Well, I don't really care. It's not my problem. Good luck to you, Aegis-kun, Loki said while walking away, leaving me after saying good luck. Then, are all of the discussion finished? I asked Callie that looked carefree. Even if you don't go out, it's about to finish anyway. So, why are you looking for me? Callie asked behind her skull mask. I need to escort you back to Telskura. Because of that, I need you and your familia to went back as soon as possible, I said, stating my reason, but for some reason, the Amazonas began to droll. Sure, my business here is done anyway. We can depart tomorrow, Callie said. We will meet at the port then, I said to her. I forgot something, Callie said before entering the crowd of Amazonas. I gave her a quick look before went on with my own group. The journey to the Telskura might take a few weeks. Be careful not to get eaten by my daughters, Callie said while the group of Amazonas looked at me as if they're thirsty for something. As if, I said before facing Jord. Then, Jord-sama, I will excuse myself. I'm sorry for the commotion that happened here, I said to him. Ha. It's okay, not all of them are your fault after all, said the brown-haired god before both of us saying goodbye. Aegis. Ryo calling my name with her poker face while we walking home. What is it, Ryo? I asked her after walking back to our inn. Is it really gonna took such a long time? Ryo said with worries about something. Is there something bothering you? I asked her. No, it's just Mamma Mia might increase my debt, Ryo said while seems like a nightmare for her. Me too. Do we have to stay with them for that long? Back asked me. Right. It would be awkward to meet your sister this fast. Relax, we won't have to be on the boat. Don't forget who I am, I said while leaving them. What did he mean by that? I mean, even if I'm not from Telskura, it's still far away from here, Samira said while coming from behind. It's okay, Samira-san. After all, Aegis might be thinking about something, Haruheim said while walking beside Aisha. You too, Haruheim. You changed a lot, Lena said after observing Haruheim these past few days. Give her some space, Samira, Lena. A lot of things had happened. Aisha said. That's for certain. Have you seen Aisha defending a single man but willing to share, Lena? Samira said with a jeering look at Aisha. If you don't like it, you're free from leaving, but don't doubt him. Suddenly Bak said while glaring at Samira, which made her flinched. Pfft. You should see your face. Aisha giggled while walking past Samira. Finally, my free sleeping time is back, but still, I had more to do. Rio. Mind accompanying me for tonight? I asked her with a cold expression out looking through the window. Just by looking at my face, Rio realized the word accompanying me is not for sightseeing the city. NN. I will follow you, everywhere. Rio said. I and Rio went outside the inn while covering ourselves with a cloak while reasoning to the other members since it's free time. What you have in mind, Aegeus? Rio asked while running beside me and jumping from roof to roof. The guild staff back then also said the situation is rather rare. Even if we know Ishtar might be the one that sent the request, they don't have any reason to make the quest longer than it should be. My guess is the culprit might ask someone to check on our status here. That's why, he might asked or made an appointment with the guild head at some point to ask about the quest. I said while stopping at a bar. And we stopped at a bar? Rio asked while looking at the building. Both of us wearing a cloak to hide our faces. Where do you stop at to gain information? I asked Rio while looking at her covered face. Ask someone. Rio said while lifting her robe to cover her face. I see. Threatening someone did seem easier, but this town is too small for that. I said while thinking for a minute. I said I'm just asking. She said and rebuked. I only looked at her with a doubtful look until she eventually looked away while blushing and lifting her cloak to cover her face more. Okay. I might do a little bit of hitting, she said, but still, I doubted her for the word little. She sneaked some glance at me, checking me if I believe her or not before looked away again. Alright, I believe you, I said, giving up so she's happy. Without waiting for her answer, both of us went inside the bar and straight toward the sit close to the staff that's serving a drink. What can I help you? He said after wiping the table in front of him. Anything for me to release the tiredness for today. I said while giving him a few thousand valis. Coming right up. What about your partner? He asked while he started pouring beer into my glass. I'm good, thanks. Rio said while looking around the bar for something. Say, mister. Call me John. He said while giving me the beer. Right, John. You see, me and my wife got a mission to deliver a message from far away to the guild here. Do you mind showing me the way to the guild? I asked while gulping down my beer. Without even looking at me, Rio is blushing under her cloak while muttering the word wife slowly. Ah. You're new here. I see. He said while entering business mode to sell his kindness and attract new people. Yeah, we just arrived here. The letter is very important and urgent. If you can, maybe the guild heads home since the guild might be close right now. I said, luring him to say the place while making conversation. The guild building is close to the port where Njord Familia is living, the biggest building there, but if you're really in a hurry, I suggest going to the outskirt of the town where the guild head live. He hate the smell of fish. He said while cleaning a glass with his towel. I finished my drink while listening. I see. Thank you very much. Keep the change. I said while paying for the information and leaving the bar not without tapping Rio that looked like daydreaming. After walking out from the bar and went into a dark alley, we started jumping from roof to roof again toward the outskirt of the city. Aegeus. Have you found the house? Rio quickly changed what she about to asked. Yeah. It's pretty easy to spot someone putting a sign with a picture of fish with a crossing sign beside the door. I said while pointing at a bigger house with 2 stories tall that looked rather fancy. Rio also get out from her thought and looked toward the direction I pointed at. You know, Rio. I'm sorry for calling you like that out of the blue, but please wait for a bit longer, okay? I said while I could feel my face became warmer and blushing under my cloak. I could hear that Rio saying NN weakly before quickly our attention snapped at a guy walking out from the house. Should we act now? Rio asked while looking at me. No, we should wait. Just remember the face, if he's stupid. He will check here every day. I said while looking the guy walked away to the town. How do we check him every day if we're going to tell Skura tomorrow? Ryu asked again. Ha! Who said we're going? I asked her while confused by her question. She stared at me asking for an explanation, which I just realized. Oh, right. We won't go. I will only send EIS and Leadery as their vacation rather than sitting inside my magic. I said, explaining to her. Ha, you should have said sooner, Aegeus. Ryu said before we're back at watching the people come and go from the house. We even spotted the guild head sometimes going out to escort the guests. Aegeus. Wake up. Someone shouted, which made all the people in the room quickly jumped out from the bed. Across the room is Back that shouted while clashing with Argana. So, sister. It seems like now you dare to fight me, she said while smirking at Back. I won't let you get close to him. Back said while brandishing her weapon. Ah, come on, sister. I knew you never taste a man before, and neither do I. So, maybe we could share for once, just this time. She said looking at me while licking her finger. Just when I got my peace back. Could all of you stop fighting? I said with half-shut eyes. Ah. Yes, Aegeus-sama. Argana said while turning docile from my words. Even her demeanor is different. She looked like a village girl in front of me while playing with her hair. Argana tried to play the cute calm girl behavior. Looked like every Amazoness behaved differently after falling in love. Peace, peace, your head. Suddenly someone yelled at me from behind Argana. Callie, didn't you ask to meet you at the port? I asked her after noticing who it was. You, brat. Do you even know how to sail? We have been waiting at the port for hours. Callie screamed at me. Huh? What the rush? I said while getting out of the bed. Back already stepped back and went closer to me, so Argana went behind Callie. Do you think a ship could sail on their own without the wind to help us? Callie said while she became agitated. Yon Hoa. Alright. Alright. I said while getting off from the bed with the other. We will prepare in minutes. I said while Callie stomping her way outside the door. Don't make me wait again. She said before walking out from the inn with Argana. After everyone has done preparing with breakfast and other things. We walked toward the port, where Callie's ship parked a few days ago. You're too slow. The wind almost shifted. Callie said above the ship. I could hear a lot of the Amazoness started to giggle while breathing heavily. What are you waiting for? Come up here. Callie said toward me and my group. Ah, we're not going to. I said while raising my hand. Ha. You're the first person that annoyed me for the first time. Don't annoy me for the second time. She said while gritting her teeth. No, I mean. I will escort you back home, but I'm not coming. I said while behind me, Back dragging someone by the clothes. Ah. Finally. I said after looking at the person that being dragged by Back. Now, Mrs. Guild staff. Please witness here. I will be doing my mission, but the one that escorting them is my familiar. That's okay, right? Right. I said while smiling and coming closer and closer to her. Hi. Yes. Yes. Please let me go. She said begging me to let her go. Alright. EIS, Leadery. Time to get out. I said while both of them came out where Leadery came underwater and EIS behind me. You don't mind, right, Callie? I asked her above the ship. Yeah, whatever. Just do it fast. She said with tiring expression. Then please change your ship. I said while taking out Golden Wild Hunt into the water. The guild staff just gawked without saying a word. Why? Callie asked again. You want to arrive back within months or weeks? I asked her while smiling at her. Ha, girls. She said while every Amazoness started jumping to Golden Wild Hunt. Callie walked down from the ship to change the vehicle. You better write this as fast, or I will move to Ororio and annoy you every day. Callie said before going to Golden Wild Hunt. Please, don't. I said whispering before jumping to the front of the ship. Alright, EIS, Leadery. Come here. I said while both of them came closer to me. Both of you will work together, okay? Don't hurt them, unless they attacked you. Leadery will pull the boat and if you're tired pulling took your rest well. I said while putting a rope around Leadery that she could remove herself by went inside the gate of Babylon and went back. After instructing both of them, I jumped back to the port. Be safe out there, Callie. I said, and before she could answer, Leadery already started pulling the ship at high speed together with EIS that fly above the sky. While their ship might not be able to handle the pressure from being pulled like that, I'm sure Golden Wild Hunt could handle it. Maybe. Alright, next. Guild staff, let's go meet your boss. I said while we're all walking with her being dragged by her shirt's collar. No. She started wiggling but eventually stay silent. Arriving at the guild branch building, we enter and start looking around and spot a skinny man with black hair and eye. Now. You're the guild head in this branch? I asked while walking toward him. Yes, what can I help you with? He said while wiping his hand with a handkerchief. I need you to finish my quest right here. I said while giving him the paper. He took the paper and his eyes widened slightly but still caught my attention. He closed his eyes before looking at me. I'm sorry, just as the content here. You need to escort our guests back to their homeland, which is only the Amazonas that went here around this period of time in their fancy manner and made a mess around the city. I suggest you do it quickly since the number of people complaining about their behavior started to pile up. He said while giving me back the paper. We already did that. Your guild staff could become an eyewitness. I said while back pushing the guild staff forward. Guild head. They're sending their familiar to escort them. She said while looking down. I see. Are you really that sure that you're familiar up to the task? He said while looking at me. Stop questioning it. Do you want to have a go with my familiar? I asked him with a sneering look at him. He sighed and looked at me. Alright, but we need to wait for your familiar to return, so you can finish the quest. If the mission turned out to fail, we will give a penalty to your familia. He said while giving me back the paper. Alright, fair enough, but if my familiar is back, you need to stamp this paper. I said while leaving the guild with the other. Is it fine to leave it like that? Aegeus. Back said behind me while I looked disagree. It's fine, Back. This is different from Telskura. This is a society in Orio. Receiving his confirmation is enough, and other than that, we get to spend a holiday here. Where do you want to go, Haraheim? I said since I have been neglecting her these few days. Me? Haraheim said while looking at me with a surprised face. Just said it. Aisha said while patting her head. Wait, before we go. I want to ask for something. Suddenly, Revis said, gaining everyone's attention. This is free time for us, right? Until EIS and Leadery came back. Revis said, which I nodded to her statement. Can I ask for some money? She said while raising her hand. Ha! Where did all the money I gave you before the journey here? I asked her while glaring at her. She used it all on food. Back said. Hey! We agreed to keep it a secret. Revis yelled at Back, but she only closed her eyes while listening to her. I sighed looking at her, but still, nothing could be done. Alright, here's more. I said while giving her some money. Yay! I will be on my way. She said before started running towards someplace. Oh no. Aegeus. Haraheim started speaking while tugging at my clothes. What is it, Haraheim? I asked her. I kinda want to be trained again. I don't want to be left behind. She said while looking down. You. What? Aisha quickly yelled while trembling. Why not? I have been eager to get stronger. Samira said while pumping her fist while talking to Aisha. Are you sure, Haraheim? I asked her with a little concern, but she nodded firmly. What about the other? I said, asking the other while Aisha reluctantly sighed and also agreed to train. Even I'm reluctantly agreed since my purpose is to have some time with her after I felt like neglecting her. Alright, let's move to the other place. I said while all of us went to open space. For a few days we have only been doing training in the day, and I will be on the lookout at night with Rio. Aisha giving up on training on the third day before going unconscious that day. Rio did not participate to save energy with me on the lookout after a few days where she slumped down in bed. After all the training, Haraheim, Aisha, Samira, and Lena got unconscious. Which made me, Back, Rio, and Revis that always came at the last minute while eating, helped brought them back to the inn. Now is night time, the time where I and Rio went on spying the man. Tonight, we have decided to take action after following him for a few days. The suspect came to the guild head, Rubato Ryan's house every single day, and went to report the conversation to another man that going back to Orio. So, we decided to act after the suspect report to the second man, and the latter went back to Orio. EIS and Leadery already went back after their journey around the sea. Tomorrow is the day for us to return after finishing the mission. We are sitting at the roof of a building across the house. Ryo, it's time. I said after looking at the suspect running through an alley and meet someone. We wait after the partner started walking, leaving him alone before quickly knock him out on the neck and brought him toward an isolated place close to the sea to mask his screaming sound with the wave in the ocean. After arriving at the place where we agreed on, I slapped his face multiple times to woke him up. Towed to a chair at the cave beside the sea. He woke up grunting. I opened Gate of Babylon while making a circle around him to broke him down of any hope of escaping. Ah! Where am I? Who are you? He quickly shouted after realizing what happened. He tried to move his arms but already tied to the chair, with also his legs. Name? I said, making him look toward me after hearing my voice. You. The White King. He said multiple times. To scare him, I send one sword flying between his leg to make him jolt with the chair. Don't make me repeat my question again. Name? I said after he looked at the sword that misses his leg. Hi. I'm Leon Rios. He said while looking at me with a terrified face. Good. Continue. I said while thinking, is it just me or the people in this world break too easy? Please. Don't kill me. He said quickly, pleading for his life. You have no power to negotiate. I said while glaring at him and take a step forward. Ow. Alright. I'm just a low-level member. From Apollo Familia. He said while looking down, as if he'd just throw all of his life away. Eventually, he spoke without even thinking anymore or even being scared. He just said all that he knew. From what I heard, Apollo-sama has been taking interest in Belcranel and recently, Senjuno Haruheim. He asked me here to report the Hestia Familia, first-class adventurer, and second-class adventurer, level 3+. He said. Then. Is your familia the one that submitted a quest for our familia? I asked him again, which made him look at me. No. Even though it's not us, but I have been told about it. That's why I have been going back and forth to Guild Head's house in this branch for the information. Since the first time, I'm here. I don't know anything and I stopped asking questions. He said again. I see. So it really is Ishtar-sama that submitted the quest. Ryu suddenly said behind me. How so? I asked her. Before this, Ishtar Familia had been reported that they affiliated with Evolus, but when the investigation from the guild happened, they found nothing, which made her asking for compensation. A lot in that case, which then made the guild didn't want to have any problem with the red light district. That's how Ishtar Familia held a rather big power over it. Ryu explaining it to me. No wonder that our mission is to escort Kali Familia even back to Telskura. She already knew everything, then in short. Apollo Familia working together with Ishtar Familia. I said, deducting the whole process. I looked toward Leon again. Say. What is the highest level in your familia? I asked him. It's level 3, Hyacinthos Cleo, our captain. He said, answering my question. Then. What is he planning to do? Kidnap my brother and Haruheim? I asked again. No, Aegeus. Even if he took an interest in someone. Apollo Familia still a righteous familia that acknowledged by the other familia. There's only one answer to that. Ryu said, cutting in the middle. She glared at Leon and he felt the cold chilling gaze on him. He nodded and speak, yes. We have been declaring war games a week ago and about to start in 2 days. He said. I see. Well, we finished earlier than it should be. Let's head back to pack our thing. I said while walking out from the cave with Ryu and drop a sword at his neck and decapitated his head. That night, I went to sleep earlier and wake up before the sun came out. Everyone also woke up earlier after hearing the story and somewhat angry, especially Aisha, Haruheim, and Revis. Bak didn't really care that much but only silently following behind me like usual. Samira looked hyped up, while Lena is also ready for a fight. Arriving at the guild early in the morning. We wait at the sofa for the guild head to came entering through the door. Every mercenary, merchant, even guild staff, all avoiding us by feeling the tensed atmosphere that oozing from my group. Eventually, Rubato Ryan arrived and a wooden plank dropped in front of him with a strange letter to it. He quickly looked at the people that throw him the wood with an angry expression but quickly changed. "Time to fulfill your promise," I said to him with a smirk on my face. "What the meaning of this?" he asked after knowing the wooden plank is from me. "That's from Telskura. My familiar brought it back with her. Now, sign the paper," I said while walking to him and giving him the paper. "I'm afraid I can't. We need to verify that this is indeed from Telskura before stamping the paper," he said while his sweat could be seen beside his face. "No need. Luckily, I got someone from Telskura that could identify this wooden plank, even read it," I said, and looking toward back. Ryan followed my gaze and felt like entering a dead-end road. I pat his shoulder and whisper to him slowly, "I have played with your rule. Don't make me report some of your shady transactions that you've been done in the last 6 days," I said while smiling at him since I have been watching him for quite few days now. His body shivered and eventually, he said, "This way, please," while showing the way to his office. Not long after that, I came out with an approved paper that the quest had been done and receiving the quest money. I didn't even bother counting the money and already put it inside Gate of Babylon. "Let's go back," I said to the other. "Are we going to ride that thing again?" Ryo asked me. "No. We run and lay low before the game began," I said, and we started running toward Orio. To keep up the pace, I carry Haraheim and Aisha carrying Lena. Along the way, we met merchants, people that moved to Orio to become adventurers, asking for quest or help, and so on. Eventually, we arrived at noon. All of us wearing a cloak and show the identification as an adventurer to the guard. We decided to stay at an inn while keeping a low profile, while I wait near the gate. Ryu and the other tried to get the information about the war games. The reason for us to stay low and not contacted anyone close to us while hiding our identity is made Apollo think his plan worked out before maybe turned into an unknown direction. I spotted the person that usually the partner that sent the report back to Orio. He looked confused and wary of his surroundings because of the disappearance of his friend. He tried to blend with the crowd, but he might felt a cold gaze on him, which made him try to enter an alley at a quick speed to shake me off. Lucky for me, he made it easier for me to give him a quick kill. After the quick kill through his neck preventing him to scream, I stopped my step while leaving him since I smell blood coming from a different direction. Quickly I went there to check the situation but found an unconscious woman in an embrace of her friend while being approached by someone with a bloody sword in his hand. Who I never knew that Deadless Street is a good spot for killing people, I said while looking at them from the top of the roof. "Who are you?" he quickly said while pointing his sword at me. The girl that holding her friend also looked at me. Who I am is not important, but the last thing I want the guild to know is a serial murder running around killing people. So, one is enough for today, I said while taking a seat at the roof. "You better back off," I said in a cold tone while glaring at him. "Ha! You try to play hero saving a girl. Stop trying to be strong and fight me," he said, taunting me while belittling me. "Ha, it's hard. I told you that I don't want the guild to investigate this case, but since you asked for it," I said while reappearing in front of him, catching him off guard and sent him flying and hit the wall. I healed the girls behind me, which familia you two belong to. I asked them after healing both of them, which made the conscious one looked at me and try to peek under my cloak. "Just answer the question. He's not dead and he will come aiming at you again. I will take care of him in the near future, just not today. So, you better tell me," I said again. We're from Demeter Familia," she said after feeling protected. "Demeter? I see. Never talk anything that happened today to anyone. For now, go back to your familia and hide there. Ask your goddess to contact Hestia-sama," I said while started walking from her. "Wait. At least, let me know your name." I'm Persephone," she said while watching me leave. "You will know soon enough," I said to the blonde girl with orange eyes, which basically looked like Demeter but with the tomboyish manner and short hair, before I went back to the inn. Deadless Street could be considered the slum in Orio. People killed maybe once or twice a week or month. To avoid suspicion from the guild, which doesn't want anything related to Deadless Street, I need to keep the victim to a minimum. If you like this content, Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later, bye bye.